right click over here on the layers palette on the bar layer, and then go to blending options. Click the little checkbox gradient overlay, and click gradient overlay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a dark yellow to light yellow background. And if you're wondering, no, I'm not a genius for these colors. I wrote them down earlier on a piece of paper, and so I'm typing in the colors from that. All right. And then what I want to do is I want to make this gradient. I want to make it horizontal and not vertical by default. So I'm going to change the angle from 90 degrees down here to 180, and now that's what I want. It goes horizontally across the page. Click OK, and that's done. Now I don't want to. It would take too long to go ahead and repeat that step for each of the next three things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down. What was it? I believe it's Option Apple, and then you click on the gradient overlay. Yep, and then you can just drag it on to the next layer. So hold down Option and Apple, click Gradient Overlay, drag to the layer, let go. Click Option and Apple, and click on the Gradient Overlay, and drag it to the last one. Alright, so now that gradient is copied onto all of the elements. And I just don't like where these lines are coming out of the center, so I want to cover that up. So I'm going to put a little CS4 symbol to go with our Photoshop is my bitch thing here. So I'm going to use the elliptical marquee tool, and I'm going to hold down Shift when I draw this circle so it stays symmetrical. Okay, and now I'm going to drag that kind of into the center there. And I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to call it Circle. And I'm going to select black over here for my foreground color, and then I'm going to hit Alt Backspace to fill it in, Apple D to deselect it, and I'm going to right click the layer, go to blending options, and I'm going to add a stroke to it. So check the stroke. I'm going to leave it at 3 pixels. I think I'm going to like the way that width is. Yeah, that looks good to me. And click OK. And now I'm going to add the text C4, change my foreground color. Add the text CS4, I meant to say. CS4.